Begin to dry up. The next 24 hours, even the mountain showers do. We'll be looking for mostly sunny skies tomorrow. You can see maybe a few afternoon clouds beginning to drift on by. But then we're going to be looking at everything for the most part staying well to the north of us, and that looks to be what the pattern will be for us. Now, in terms of what we've got coming up, like I say, with those very impressive rainfall totals, you might think, well, gosh, what has that done for us here in our drought situation? Any rain, of course, is good news, but we'll send it out to Paul Nelson right now, standing by a very full Truckee River that I guess was even creeping up its banks here early this morning. Paul, what are the water experts saying now in terms of this? I'm sure we're not out of the drought, but this has got to help at least some, doesn't it?
Yeah, Mike, they basically tell us any water is good news for the Truckee Meadows. And as you know, we've been waiting for a storm like this, and we've definitely needed it very badly. Just last week, this river looked more like a trickle. And as you can see now, since Friday, the river flows are dramatically increased. And while the storm doesn't solve our drought problems, it is a step in the right direction. The Truckee River looks a lot more healthy today. The weekend storm dropped 4.6 inches of precipitation at Tahoe City. That's just 1 inch away from the average for February, with nearly 3 weeks to go.
I was happy to see the soils get soaked up even at the higher level. It ended up with snow levels dropping a little bit, which helped. We got some storage directly into Lake Tahoe.
Before the storm, Lake Tahoe's level was more than 7 inches below its natural rim. Now it's about 3 inches below the rim after a 4-inch rise over the weekend. Blanchard says with any luck, it could get back to its rim by March, and that would be good news heading into spring.
One step at a time. We're happy to get what we got. Hopefully it'll continue.
Our reservoirs also saw an increase in water. The Little Truckee between the Stampede and Boca reservoirs increased about 3,000 acre-feet. Still, so far, this is our 4th dry year in a row.
We're 10 inches in the hole for this year. We're 30 inches in the hole for the last 3 years. So we have a long ways to go to get out of the drought.
Blanchard says if we get about 3 more storms like this one, we could make up for this year's shortfall. And while it wasn't a huge storm, it was still a pretty good one that can help us out down the road.
It was really good because we had extremely dry conditions coming in. So what that did is soak things up, and now if we get some snow, we won't lose so much of it in the spring when the snow melts.
And as for the Truckee River, Blanchard says we can expect the flows to start to go down over the next couple of days. But the good news is once they level out, they're still going to be quite a bit higher than they were last week. Covering Stormwatch Live, Paul Nelson, Channel 2 News.
But boy, that's the best the Truckees looked in quite some time. Well, all that winter weather brought some much needed snow to the Sierra as well. Jennifer Burton headed up to the Mount Rose ski area for a look at the conditions and reaction from skiers and boarders alike.
While we had steady rain in the valleys over the weekend, up here at 8,200 feet, this storm brought smiles to the ski areas and their customers. Monday morning at Mount Rose looked more like a weekend with plenty of people heading up the mountain.
Well, I'm skiing here because 42 inches of fresh over 3 days, best skiing in Tahoe right now.
I feel like a kid again. Just the deep, soft snow just brings the youth back. It's awesome.
This series of storms came just in time for area ski resorts, who say this coming weekend is an important one.
It's President's Weekend plus what we call Snow and Skate Week, which is a big holiday period for the Bay Area and for Southern Cal as well.
Hardcore skiers and boarders say they've been waiting for this for more than a month.
Just last week, I was riding in t-shirts and shorts on my mountain bike up at Dry Creek right down the hill. And today, it's true winter. It's come back again.
As word gets out, ski resorts say more people will strap on their skis and boards.
This is going to drive tourism. People are going to come. Winter's back right now in the Tahoe Basin, and we want to welcome everybody here.
And anybody that may have been waiting because they didn't think the conditions were what they wanted, nah, this will bring them out of the woodwork big time.
As the snow continued to fall, people we talked to couldn't help but smile.
My whole entire heart's happy. You kidding me? How could you not be happy? We're going to have a fresh glass of water. You're going to be able to take a bath. You're going to be able to possibly ski the chutes tomorrow.
Folks who hit the slopes today hope this is one of many storms to come. Covering the story at Mount Rose, Jennifer Burton, Channel 2 News.
Boy, let's hope so. And please remember, Channel 2 News is your source for Storm Watch continuing coverage when severe weather impacts northern Nevada and the Sierra. You can get the latest Storm Watch coverage on our website, KTVN.com, and on our Facebook and Twitter pages.